Did you know that you can get your LLC formed, your branding done, and a website all in one place? Well, you can with Tailor Brands, an all-in-one business builder that's perfect for new business owners. And so if you're starting from scratch and don't have anything created yet, Tailor Brands is a great place to find everything you need to set up your business. And so in this video, I'm going to walk you through how to start an LLC for free with Tailor Brands. And so setting up an LLC is very simple when you use a business formation company. You just want to make sure you do the correct steps in the exact order that I mentioned in this video. And so starting an LLC is very straightforward when you use a formation company like Tailor Brands. And so the first step you want to do when setting up your LLC is choose a business name. You want to make sure that the business name clearly reflects your brand. You also want to make sure it's available across social media. You do not want your business name to be very similar to a competitor, especially if that competitor is in your same industry, because worst case, they could sue you, but at the very least, your ideal customer could get confused, which could cost you sales. And so you want to choose a unique business name. Now moving on to step 2, and this is choosing your state of formation. And it's typically recommended the state that you decide to form your LLC should be the same state that you live. If you choose to form the business in a different state, it can make paying taxes really complicated. And so if you want to go with the easiest option is to form the state that you plan on living in. Now let's go on to step 3, which is choosing a registered agent. And so a registered agent is a company or person that takes official paperwork on behalf of your business. They do need to be available during all normal working hours. And typically it's recommended that you choose a company as your registered agent. And what's great about Tailor Brands is that they can act as your registered agent and file your articles of organization to form your LLC. That's what I would like to call 2 birds with 1 stone. And so now that you've chosen your registered agent, it's now time to file your articles of organization. This is typically a 1 to 2 page document asking for your business name, your registered agent, as well as your business address. And so with Tailor Brands, all you have to do is fill out a simple application and they will file the paperwork for you. Let's head over to Tailor Brands so I can show you just how simple it is. The way you're going to access the Tailor Brands website is you're going to go down to the description and click the link that says set up an LLC with Tailor Brands. You're then going to see this page where it says simplifying your business journey, enter your business name. We're going to go with Darcy Subby and click get started. It's then going to take us to this page. Let's build Darcy Subby's personal guide and hit continue. And so from the top of the page, we can see that there's going to be 9 simple steps. And so the first question asks us, is there anything specific that we want to focus on today? And so for right now, we do want our LLC formed, a logo, a domain, and a website. Feel free to look through this to see what else you might need for your business. Once you do, you can hit next. For the second question, it asks us, what does Darcy Subby offer? We're going to go with professional services and hit next. What's Darcy Subby's industry? Once we enter in a description, we're then going to hit next. For the fourth question, it's going to ask us what stage is our business in. Right now, we're just an idea, but we plan on growing the business in the coming year. Then it's going to ask us when we plan on launching. Let's say as soon as possible. We're ready to get this business up and running. Where will Darcy Subby operate from? Let's go with the state of Wyoming. Are we planning on hiring employees in the upcoming year? Let's go with no for now, as we plan on running a single member LLC. Is Darcy Subby currently registered as an LLC or other business? Nope, we're not registered. As mentioned before, we haven't done anything yet, so we're going to scroll down and hit none of the above, and so you will fill this out based off what you've done already for your business. It's going to take a moment to think and then tailor steps specifically towards you. And so it lists out the next 5 steps we can do. The first step is logo, then it says get an LLC, domain, website, and lastly licenses and permits. And then we can click get started to go through each of the steps. And so you see the Tailor Brands application is very simple and straightforward. After you fill everything out, it will then ask you if you want virtual address services. I do recommend you get this service in order to protect your home address if you are running your business from home. All right, now that you've filled out the application, it's now time to create an operating agreement. And so an operating agreement is a very important document for your business. It clearly outlines the responsibilities of each of the owners in the business. It also walks through how the profit will be allocated between the business owners and what would happen if the business were to close down. And so the operating agreement is a very important document that's not required but highly recommended so that every party involved knows exactly what they're supposed to do in the business to make it run. Now we're on to step 5, and this is where you're going to get an EIN, which stands for an employer identification number. This is a 9-digit number that separates you from your business to the IRS. And so you will use this 9-digit number when filing your business taxes. And so you can get an EIN completely for free from the IRS website. It just takes you filling out a 10-minute application. I've left a step-by-step tutorial video in the description below. If you don't want to worry about getting an EIN yourself, you can have Tailor Brands take care of this for you. And so now that you have your EIN, it's now time to open up a business checking account. This is the home where all of your money will go. And I typically recommend business owners have 2 business checking accounts, one as their primary account and one as a backup just in case something were to happen to their main account. And I personally recommend Bluevine and Relay. These accounts are very easy to set up and offer business owners a lot of perks because it's an online banking platform. I also can offer you a special bonus with one of these banks. And so to make sure your business runs smoothly, you want to have at least 2 business checking accounts. And then for the last step, you want to make sure you're checking your state's annual requirements. And so each state requires an LLC to fill out some sort of paperwork. It can be an annual report or a public information report. And so these forms are important because it keeps the state updated on how well your business is doing. And what's nice about Tailor Brands is that they can send you alerts so that you don't miss these deadlines. And just so you know, if you do miss a deadline, you could wind up paying fees as well as get your LLC dissolved. But because you follow me and you're subscribed to my channel, you know about these forms.
Now let's talk about how to get the cost of your LLC completely covered. First, you want to secure bank bonuses. And so I know I mentioned earlier a couple of fintech companies that I think would be great for you to start off with, but you can also go to a regional bank. And so a really good regional bank is Truist, and they offer a $400 bonus for their business checking account. And so it's a very simple and straightforward way to get bonuses that cover the cost of forming your LLC. And then Relay is that $50 bonus as mentioned earlier. And then secondly, what you can do is lock in credit card bonuses. And so I personally have 2 soft pull business credit cards. And just to explain what a soft pull is, that means that they will look at your credit history, but it won't count as a hard credit check, which means that your credit won't get affected. And generally in my past experience, when I did get a hard pull, my credit score dropped between 20 to 40 points. With these soft pull business credit cards, you don't have to worry about that. And so I personally had Divvy and Capital on Top. Divvy is definitely more beginner friendly. Capital on Top generally wants you to have some revenue generated in the business. And so I do think both these credit cards are really good for business owners in general who want to protect their personal credit. And then we have the Chase Inc. Business Cash Credit Card. This is going to be a hard pull on your personal credit, but getting into the Chase family is really good as they have some solid credit cards and they offer really good bonuses. And so I believe with the Chase Inc. Business Cash Credit Card, they're offering a $750 bonus. And so just right here, this is $1,000 worth of free cash that you can use to cover the cost of your LLC. Lastly, I would suggest applying to grants. And so grants is free money that you don't have to pay back that is specifically tailored towards business owners. And so as you know, the American economy is built on small businesses, and grants is a way for corporations, nonprofits, and the government to give back to small businesses that make it all happen. And so there is the $2,500 Greatness Grant, which is sponsored by Nehemiah Davis, that is great for new business owners. And so I want you to know that there's a lot of opportunity out there to get funding to cover the cost of an LLC. And so these are great strategies that I recommend new business owners do And so these are great strategies that I recommend all business owners do. And so these are great strategies that I recommend all business owners do when they're getting their business up and running.
Let me know if you have any questions at all, and make sure to check out the video right here to learn how to use AI to get funding for your business.